What's up, Chiefs Kingdom? We're here serving up a fix of all things Kansas City Chiefs. Man, we're just days removed from that rough opener in Brazil, and already the vibes are mixed. Some tough breaks on D, injuries piling up fast, and trade talk that's got everybody buzzing. Plus, we're staring down a Super Bowl rematch with the Eagles this Sunday. It's early, but things are heating up quick.
Yeah, you ain't whistling Dixie, Buck. No time to waste. Lots to unpack after week one. And with the AFC West rivals all grabbing wins, the pressure's on. But hey, it's only one game. Not panic time yet, right?
All right, well, let's start with the tough one.
Uh-oh.
That 21-27 loss to the Chargers on September 5th down in São Paulo at Corinthians Arena. Over 47,000 fans showed out for this international opener, but it was a frustrating night for the Chiefs. Good game to the Chargers, though. They snapped a 7-game losing streak against us, and they looked fired up under Jim Harbaugh. Honestly, they wanted it more, throwing way more than expected and keeping our D off balance all night. But man, the Chiefs fought hard. It was back and forth. They just couldn't seal the deal in the end.
Spot on. Patrick Mahomes was out there grinding, no picks, and he added 57 yards on 6 scrambles, including that wild 11-yard TD run in the third where he dove for the pylon to make it 13-12. That's pure Mahomes magic. But the bad news, the offense settled for too many field goals. Just 1 for 3 in the red zone and 5 for 14 on third downs. It's rough when you're moving the ball great, but you're just not sealing the deal.
On the ground, it was a slog, 98 yards on 17 carries at 5.8 per pop, but no real explosive plays. Isaiah Pacheco led with 25 yards on 5 carries, tough sledding against that LA front, and Kareem Hunt chipped in 16 on 5. I wouldn't judge Hunt's yards per carry. He was only used in short yardage situations. The passing game had some bright spots. Hollywood Brown stepped up big time with 10 catches for 99 yards on 16 targets, basically filling the speed void after that early injury. Took him a bit to warm up.
Yep.
But he was reliable in the end.
Travis Kelce, quiet overall with just 2 grabs for 47 yards. But that 37-yard TD bomb from Mahomes in the fourth to cut it to 20-18, vintage Kelce. Even if he's not as explosive as he was before, he's still one of the best in the game. Juju Smith-Schuster added 5 for 55, including a wild horizontal flip catch on third down for 12 yards. Mahomes just heaving it over defenders. Tyquan Thornton had 2 for 41, and we had a few short receptions from Hunt and Pacheco. Overall, 24 receptions for 258. But those batted passes by LA's D-line killed drives. You know, like the 2 from Tart, even though he clearly should have been ejected earlier in the game for punching Kelce.
He ain't lying.
I don't care if it was open hand.
Defensively, it was a mixed bag. You got 3 sacks on Justin Herbert, 2 by Tranquil and 1 by Karlaftis, but couldn't stop the air raid. Herbert torched him 25 for 34 for 318 yards with 3 touchdowns, 2 to Johnston and 1 to Keenan Allen. Chargers piled up 90 rushing yards on 25 carries and 394 total yards.
Inconceivable.
That secondary got cooked at times, with miscues and missed tackles allowing nearly 400 yards.
Standouts. Jamari Connor with 9 combined tackles and a fumble recovery. Solid effort. Nick Bolton, 8 combined. Jalen Watson, 6 with a forced fumble. The run D was a bright spot, holding LA to 3.6 yards per carry, limiting Omarion Hampton to 48 on 15. But penalties. Killer, 10 for 71 yards versus LA's 6 for 49, including offsides and extended drives. Harrison Butker was clutch, 3 for 3 on field goals, 1 for 35, 1 for 59, and 1 for 27. But that missed extra point after Mahomes' TD hurt bad.
Key sequences. Chargers jumped out 7-0 on Johnston's early touchdown after a 68-yard drive. Built to 13-6 at half with Cameron Dicker's kicks. Mahomes' scramble sparked a rally, but LA answered at every punch. Allen's touchdown, then Johnston's dagger. That fire drill 59-yarder by Butker before half was insane, with back-to-back false starts on Josh Simmons and Juwan Taylor, but they got it off with seconds left.
Damn!
Post-game, Andy Reid said penalties and red zone woes cost him, but praised the fight. Mahomes told ESPN protection needs tightening after 2 sacks. Fans, was it Brazil fatigue, rust, or just Harbaugh's scheme? What do you think? Let us know in the comments below.
All right, now let's take a quick look around the division. Everyone else won, putting the Chiefs at the bottom for now at 0-1. The Raiders beat the Patriots 24-17. Geno Smith looked pretty good with 362 yards. Brock Bowers exploded for 103 yards, but tweaked his knee. Sounds minor. Broncos edged the Titans 28-20 despite Bo Nix's 4 turnovers. Their D is nasty and only getting better. And now the Chargers are atop the division at 1-0. It's week 1, so no freakouts, but yeah, our rivals look competent. The Chiefs need to get it together quick.
Now, on to the bad news.
Uh-oh.
Injuries are stacking up early, and it's a gut punch for this offense. Xavier Worthy dislocated his shoulder just 3 plays in after that freak collision with Kelsey on a mesh route. Didn't even look back for the ball. Andy Reid's update on September 8th via Sports Radio 810, also confirmed by Ian Rappaport, it's day-to-day, with plans to rehab and try a brace instead of immediate surgery.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
That's some good news initially, but scary. The re-injury risk is high, could pop out again on a hit or a dive. Dr. Jesse Morse breakdowns suggest a few weeks sidelined, possible end-of-season fix.
Jalen Royals, still with knee tendonitis, didn't even travel to Brazil. Reid said he's making progress, but we'll see on playing soon. With Rashee Rice suspended to week 7, the wide receiver room's looking thin. Hollywood, Juju, Thornton as the main guys. Adam Schefter on ESPN called Worthy week to week. Not serious long term. But dude, losing Worthy's speed right away, that's rough, especially when the game plan probably featured him heavily. Hopefully he'll bounce back quick, but it's dicey.
With the wide receiver hits, rumors are exploding. Stop me if you've heard this before. Tyreek Hill reunion?
This is my hell.
Pro Football Talk on September 8th says a trade's inevitable, with Chiefs and Steelers watching closely after Dolphins' blowout loss to the Colts. Tyreek looked frustrated on the sideline, and Miami might rebuild. Polymarket Blitz X and Chiefs Blitz video claim KC contacted them, willing to pay a premium now. Could cost a 3rd or 4th rounder, but the cap's tight right now at $2.3 million versus Hill's $10 million base. Restructuring would be an absolute necessity. Honestly, bringing back the cheetah? That'd be electric, but it's pricey and it's complicated.
Yeah, Buck, we've heard this one before. Tyreek back to KC. It's getting a little tired and a little weird. I mean, if he came back for super cheap, league minimum, I'd be down. But I definitely don't want his $52 million cap hit next year. You were right when you said a restructuring would be a necessity, and I don't even know how you'd even do it. But Chiefs Kingdom, I'm just one of many of all of you. Do you buy the Hill hype, or would you rather focus on internal fixes like getting Royals back? Sound off in the comments because we love your takes.
On a lighter note, Chiefs fans absolutely rocked Brazil. KansasCity.com on September 8th detailed the epic tailgates, chants, and energy at Corinthians Arena. The team's ex-post with Obrigado Brazil pics and crowd shots show the global love. Over 47,000 attended, and it sounded like Arrowhead South.
All right, well, scratch all that from your memory. We live week to week. Now on to week 2. Chiefs host the Eagles on September 14th at Arrowhead. A juicy Super Bowl 59 rematch. Eagles are 1-0 after a gritty 24-20 win over the Cowboys on September 4th. The tush-push Terminator, Jalen Hurts, was efficient. 152 passing yards, 62 rushing, taking what the D gave him with a low average depth of target. Saquon Barkley powered the run game, and they just traded for running back kick returner Tank Bigsby from the Jaguars, adding depth and return juice.
Eagles' strengths? Their rushing attack is elite with Barkley and Hurts' mobility. They dominated on the ground in week 1, and Tank Bigsby's addition only boosts it. New OC Kellen Moore is scheming mismatches like crazy, exploiting weaknesses. Vic Fangio's D showed promise, but had pass rush inconsistencies, allowing 20 points to Dallas. Weaknesses? Secondary shaky at cornerback 2. Adoree Jackson is expected to start. pereagles.com on September 9th. Defensive tackle Jalen Carter fined $57,222 for spitting on Dak Prescott, but his ejection counts as the suspension. No more games missed, per NFL and ESPN updates today. So, he'll be out there.
Chiefs' strengths: Patrick Mahomes' playmaking under pressure, Travis Kelce's clutch reliability, and that Arrowhead crowd noise disrupting calls. It's a game changer at home. Our defense generated 3 sacks in week 1, so they could pressure Hurts if they dial up blitzes. Wide receiver depth is thin without Worthy and Rice. Gotta hope Royals return soon. Run game was stagnant, and O-line penalties can't happen again. Jawan Taylor's 4 penalties? Yeah, it's getting tiring. There's no leash anymore. There's no short leash. We need to slide Jalen Moore in there. He's making $15 million. Let's see what happens. But it's absurd that Jawan Taylor cannot get this down. This is rookie mistakes. Even Kelce was mad. Get him out of there. Let him stew, and let's try out Jalen Moore.
Let's talk keys to a Chiefs victory. First, stuff the Eagles' run game. Contain Barkley and limit Hurts' scrambles to force him into passing situations where Kansas City's secondary can capitalize, especially versus that cornerback 2 spot. Second, clean up those penalties and boost red zone efficiency. Can't afford net negatives with a gritty offense. Third, exploit deep with shots to Brown and or Thornton. Mahomes at home bounces back big. The odds from BetMGM and FanDuel: Eagles -1.5, total 46.5, rare home underdog for Kansas City. But ESPN gives Chiefs a 52% win chance. We predict 27-24 Chiefs. Mahomes' magic flips the script in a close one.
And CBS previews lean Eagles with offensive coordinator Moore's scheme, but Arrowhead's energy could turn it. Add in Carter playing but maybe distracted. Advantage KC? What's your score prediction? Drop it below. Let's debate this rematch. Now, with that said, let's give you a little food for thought. That Ravens-Bills thriller the other night. Bills rally from 25 down to win 41-40. Wild, with Derrick Henry fumbling and Josh Allen capitalizing. This reminds you, great QBs punish mistakes. For the Chiefs, cleaning up those turnovers and penalties is the first priority.
That's right, Bob. Great quarterbacks do punish mistakes. Josh Allen in that game last week, I had him in my fantasy league and single-handedly won the game for me. But the Chiefs have some work to do to clean things up for this next week's game. That's it for our Buk and Bob Chiefs Roundup for this week. Stay locked in, Kingdom. Thank you so much for watching. Let's freaking go!